Joyride diorama, and I was all excited. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the Joyride diorama here on the wheel of death and show you what it looks like. So you can see that the shading there from dark to light, and I used the Tamiya red spray paint, and I also used the dollar store. Oh no, I didn't. I used a dollar store black base coat, and then, which was, you know, a risky thing to do. I'm not sure why I did it. I guess it's just all I had with me at the time. I was at my parents' house, and then I went over that with a bright red, and I also went over it with a darker sort of metallic red. And that was really weird and interesting. It created this cool kind of like half shiny, half sort of satin finish, I guess. And it added a little bit of rough texture. Now, unfortunately, the metallic red is sort of like out of scale because you can see a little bit of the texture. But, you know, you live and you learn. And I'm still pretty happy with it. I've gone and started on the detailing on the base and on the bottom of the land speeder, and some of the extra silver and brass, and the interior cockpit I've detailed. Almost finished that, just got to do the seats, and working on the back exhaust pipes. And on the same morning I decided to spray base coat I should stop saying base coat. I decided to prime the actual little the grots on the land speeder, and I used the same dollar store brand but green, and it went on really well. It's a gloss enamel, and it went on really thin, really nicely, really controlled, so I was really happy with that. And I left it, and a couple of weeks later I came to paint it, and before I started painting it, I thought to myself, I remember some of Gunny's videos where he had a bit of trouble with enamel paints, and but he also had success, so, you know. But just thinking about that, I put paintbrush to model, and the paint was just running everywhere. There was just no adhesion. So I figured either I needed to dull coat it, but I would have lost some detail in doing so, or I just needed to go back and start again. So I put them in the Dettol, and lo and behold, Dettol works really well in enamel paints. Almost even better in a way than it does on acrylics. I guess because the enamel paint hadn't acted as a primer and hadn't bound to the plastic. So that was really cool. It was quite a relief. So I stripped them down, went back with Army Painter black primer and did it properly. And that's exciting. I'm going to be painting those this week, and yeah, the model's looking really cool. It's my first vehicle, so I guess you could say it's the fourth thing I've painted since I started the hobby. I've painted 2 of my Urukai, and I've painted my first go at painting Old Father Time, and this is my first vehicle that I've painted. So I'm really stoked, I guess, that at the level of like the shading, I guess. I'm really pumped about being able to shade just using aerosol spray cans as opposed to an airbrush. And look, I'm a big fan of all the airbrush work that's being done, and I'm really appreciative of all the work that Dream Knights put into those videos on WG Consortium that introduce, you know, airbrush for the beginner. And I'm one day hoping that I'll have one of my own. But I was totally stoked to see that with the spray can you can do a shading, that kind of shading, which is funny because I just saw a Jawball's video that he just put up talking about the same thing. So it's good to know that you're in good company. And what else? Gosh, this is going on forever. I had a whole structure in mind and a big plan, and once again, having a structure and a plan and ideas of how you're going to do things is what, you know, delays things for me. So I just thought I'd get and do it. So the other thing I did was last week I took a break from painting, and I decided to start working on a new diorama. Someone's going to tell me off for doing too many things at once. It's either going to be the General or it's going to be on Shriek 3D apparatus. So one of you guys, I gotcha before you tell me. I know that I'm doing 4 things at once.